Is a expert. Definitely, this topic is very much important to us during this lockdown period. Everyone is suffering through some kind of stress, some kind of we have just hampering our mental health then and now. As now the lockdown has been extended also, so everyone is thinking how exactly we can keep the mental health intact, right? And how exactly we can be in the present moment, not to think about the future, not to think about the past, nothing else, right? So this is the perfect topic which we thought we should come up with this, and we have also got many like suggestions from our client that the stress management thing or a mindfulness session should be there on our webinar list. So here we are. The today's topic is mindfulness during the COVID-19. Definitely this can be followed after this pandemic situation also. So now I request today's expert. Our today's expert is Miss Uttara S. She is joining us from Chennai. She is our panel expert and she is practicing her psychology in Chennai area. But definitely through this webinar, we all are able to connect to her. We are able to connect to her from all the cities. We have the participants available right from the small cities to the global level also, right? So this is the right platform. We are getting connected to our experts day-to-day basis. So today's expert is, she is a counseling psychologist. She has done her MPhil. She has a 4+ years of practicing experience in this psychology topic, we can say. And today she is there to guide us about how exactly to keep our mind mindful and happy and healthy. So I request expert Uttara to go ahead with today's session. Yeah. Yeah, Uttara, we can start with the.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So happy evening to all of you. I welcome you all for the session. I'm happy to share with you about mindfulness in today's session. And I feel that these days it is getting, as an alarming challenge for people. So I hope this session would be of help to you all. And I feel that it's very important at this point of time to be mindful in all the situations we are leading these days. Thank you. Thank you for joining me in this session. So I'll start the session. So when it comes to mindfulness, just an overall introduction about the definition of mindfulness. Mindfulness is like training your mind to be in the present moment. As you can see in this picture, you can see that a man in between, he's in the present moment, his body is here. For example, as we are here right now in this session, our body is present. But when it comes to our mind, are we here? Is our mind 100% here right now in this session? It's a question mark for many of us, right? Many of us, yes, in our mind, many thoughts will be going on, how the session will be, what am I going to learn, or something is happening in between in the kitchen for few of us, and what is happening? Our phone is ringing, I need to reply to this text, I have to mail, my work is held up, what am I going to do, and what's today for dinner? When it comes to work, my boss is happy, or my this work and all that. So many of us, many of our minds, these thoughts are being going up in minds. This is what mindfulness is all about. So when your body is present, again, start questioning yourself that is your mind present? Is your mind is also there with you throughout the moment? Is your mind, am I audible?
Yeah, Uttara, there was some audio issue. So can you please repeat your point, what you just said?
Okay, fine.
Now it is audible. Yes.
Now it is audible?
Yes. Totally.
From the beginning, was it?
No. For 2-3 lines, it was okay. Just that we missed the last point.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So mindfulness is all about this. It's about training our mind. As I was telling you the example that, in today's situation, right now in the situation, how our mind is, it, at the back of our mind, many thoughts are going on. Many questions are rising up. So are we there here at this moment, 100%? So this is all about mindfulness. Wherever your body is, are you taking your mind also together? Is your mind traveling with you as well? Now, is it clear?
Uttara, again, we like just seeing the technical issues, I think. So what we can do is for first few slides, you can just keep the video off and we will just go ahead with the audio part. Maybe due to net connectivity, it might happen that the audio is not clear. So we will just,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So you can keep the video off and then we can talk for 1 or 2 slides and we'll just check.
Fine, fine, fine.
Yeah, now we can start.
Okay. Okay. So mindfulness is all about, the state of the mind, how the state of our mind is. Is it there in this present moment? So wherever we go, of course, we take our body and go, but are we taking our mind together? Are we taking our mind together with us? How is in this present scenario, especially all of us are working from home. So there's a lot of distraction happening. Whenever you start your work, someone will call you, or probably in most of the houses children will be making some noise, or somebody in between, they will be calling us in between. We will have someone, because these days we don't have the maids also with us, and we need to do all the household works. So whenever we sit with our work, again we get reminded of all the household chores that is yet to be done. So in that case, what is happening with our mind? We keep thinking about it, and suddenly we miss a point, we miss somewhere in between the work. So what is happening? So today's session is all about mindfulness, and we will see how can, because this situation, yes, we have to be there in this situation. There's no other go right now for us. So we can see in this session how can we handle, how can we improve our mindfulness. Some of the can we go to the next slide?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
So these are the few definitions which is being given by many people, like paying attention to the present moment with intention while letting go of judgment. So I will be explaining all this in detail in the coming slides. So these are just few of the definitions which many people have, talked about it. So observing your thoughts and feelings in whatever you are working. Are you observing your thoughts and your feelings, what's happening inside your mind? Because many of the time we will be so engrossed in our thoughts that we don't even recognize that we are in a circle of thoughts. Sitting here, we'll be thinking of something. Suddenly, even for a fraction of seconds, even for half a minute, when we start thinking about the work which is yet to be done at home, because these days both home and the work environment is being jumbled. We are not aware. We have, of course, we have the liberty to do the work at any time whenever we want to. Based, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, 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 okay. So yeah, so based on the work, of course, many of us have the freedom to work on time. Our travel time has been reduced. Many things is feasible. But at the same time, what is happening is when we go to the office, we just think about the office work because the environment is set up in such a way that we focus only on the office work. And after we come home, only then we get reminded of what is to be done at home. But here these days, since both of us, both of the work from the office and the work from home is happening in the same environment, it is most likely that our mind keeps jumbling, our mind keeps thinking about both the things at the same moment. So it's very important for us to be aware of what's happening. Are we following our, few of us have the habit of having a schedule, and that's that you have to work next month 6 to 7. I'm going to handle the office work. At that time, are we fully focused? Are we mindful about it? So that is all about mindfulness. Mindfulness, wherever you're taking your body, are you taking your mind as well with you? So we can see that in detail as well. Next slide, please. Next slide.
Yeah, I'm just making the slide moving. You can talk till the time.
Yeah. So this is about mindfulness these days. Whenever we are thinking about something, are we observing it? Whenever we are eating, are we just swallowing it, looking at the laptop, just swallowing because I don't have time at all? Because these days, most of us, we feel that we don't have time. I'm just eating without even tasting. Most of us have this feeling. So it's not just about swallowing, it's also about, are we tasting it? Are we tasting the food? Whenever we are thinking about something, are we really feeling it? And again, these days, it's like there has been a huge question about our existence itself most of the time, because survival instincts, it just pops up most of the time, and it keeps asking, am I gonna live? Am I gonna live? Will people attack me? What will happen if they attack? For the family and all that. So mindfulness, they say it's a way of living. Whenever we are doing something, are we into it? Or while we are working, we are just thinking about it. Say, for example, while we are cooking, are we just thinking about cooking, or thinking of the work, the workplace? When we are eating, are we tasting the food enough when we are eating, or we just swallowing? So this is about mindfulness, especially in these days. Whenever I'm talking to people around me, they keep telling me this, I'm not able to follow my time. I'm not able to manage. I keep thinking about the housework because, both of it is being combined. I don't know what to do. So now we'll have a small poll. We'll check ourselves. Be honest to yourself. Be authentic to yourself. Be true to whatever you're feeling. How much you're feeling distracted whenever you're doing a work. Are you mindful or not? How much are you mindful? Be honest in answering. Be honest in answering. It's okay. It's totally okay if we are not mindful. It is totally okay. I hope you all would have understood what mindfulness is about. So, in whatever you're working, do you feel that you carry your mind along in the work? Say, if you're working for an hour, how many minutes in that 60 minutes are you thinking about something else?
Yeah, so we have the results here, Uttara.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for answering. So most of us, we fall in the moderate category. Yes. And especially this situation is provoking that in us to get distracted. Can we go to the next slide?
Yeah. Okay. I think Uttara, now you can try your video on so that we'll
Okay.
the audio. Yeah.
Okay. Is my voice clear now?
Yeah, it is clear.
Okay. Okay. We will see some of the attitudes that is behind mindfulness. Say, for example, these are very simple. I would like to explain it in detail. So whenever we are working, say, we will get all these thoughts in between. We start judging ourselves. Am I doing it right? I'm not able to see my coworker here near me now. How can I discuss? Of course, we call, we chat, or we email. All those things happens, but still we keep thinking, what am I doing? Am I going in the right direction or not? Is it right? Am I... So all these thoughts, what are people thinking about me? Generally, whenever we work, is my boss happy? So all these judgmental thoughts, they keep coming. How can I improve my work? Either we keep judging ourselves or we keep judging others. In an office environment, what do? See, how is she speaking to the boss? She is not fair. Her attitude is not good. Her character is not good. We keep judging. In between our work, we start thinking about all these things. So these are judgmental thoughts which takes you away from your mindful state. Whenever you're working, suddenly if someone is coming, you didn't like the way they talk to you, immediately we start judging, we start thinking about it. And once that thought process starts, we keep thinking, we keep validating, we keep reasoning, and it goes on and on and on for another 10 minutes, and we wouldn't have realized at all, or we just start gossiping about that to our colleagues. So judgmental thoughts is one of the major thoughts which contributes to the reduction of mindfulness. Whenever we start judging, it keeps going. We keep judging and judging and judging, and we lose the time. So practicing non-judging is one of the best ways to bring back your mindfulness. And then patience. Yes, these days we have to wait. When the lockdown is going to get over, when am I going to get back to my work? We need a lot of patience in between. Many situations at our house, they provoke anger, they provoke many emotions in us. We have to be patient. Losing patience will reduce mindfulness. And then trust. Trust is one of the important factor. And whatever you do, trust the process. Okay, now I'm doing this 1 hour is for mindfulness, and I will work on it. Whatever I'm working, I'm giving my best. Trust yourself. Trust is the most important thing. When you don't trust, again, these non-judgmental thoughts will arise. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? So trusting ourselves, trusting the process is the most important thing. And again, non-striving. This is again one of the important factor. We keep striving for something every day. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. And again, even when we are sleeping, we keep thinking about it for another 10 minutes. In the morning, we would have had a very good schedule of for the next 12 hours, for this whole day, for this 24 hours, what am I going to do? Again, in between the work, we keep striving for it. Somehow I have to do it. Somehow I have to finish off this. Somehow I have to mail this. So again and again, these thoughts, instead of focusing on that present moment, we start striving for it. So again, these striving thoughts, it reduces the mindfulness. Acceptance is very, very important. Again, in this situation, accepting the situation, I think is very important. We have to accept it. Instead of saying, will get over, will I get all the basic needs? If I'm not getting it, what will happen? These thoughts arise because we have not accepted the situation. We have not accepted the COVID-19 fully. We can't do anything about this. This is just a global situation. This is just a global situation. So we have to accept it. We have to accept it. Unless we accept, again, all these things, and acceptance and letting go, they go hand in hand. Letting go, okay, fine, this has happened yesterday, today. Most of us, whatever has happened yesterday or whatever has happened in the past, we keep thinking about it. And in that, the mindfulness reduces. We just have to let it go. They say in the famous statement, right? We just have to let it go. That's it. If we let it go, if we are not carrying it, most of our thoughts, if you see, if you just start observing, it will be towards the past or it will be towards the future. For most of them, it will be the past situation which is bothering you, the emotions which is bothering you. All these things, the judgmental thoughts, patience, trust, striving, acceptance, without letting go of the situation, all this will reduce our mindfulness, and that will affect the work life balance definitely. These days especially, we have to balance, so it's very important to be mindful. Start observing your thoughts immediately when a thought is coming. Oh no, this 1 hour I have to think only about delivering about mindfulness. I should not get any other thoughts other than this. That should be our goal. Immediately the thought will fade off. When a thought is coming in between, again, if someone is disturbing, no, this 1 hour is only for work. I have to work. And the next hour, probably, when I get out of this 1 hour, when I get out of this room, I will start thinking about the household chores. So balancing the work at home, balancing our work life these days is a very, very big question. And these are the main thoughts which deviate us from being mindful: judging about ourselves, about others, not being patient, not having trust on oneself or about the others, striving thoughts, somehow I have to do this, somehow I have to do that, not accepting the current situation, always thinking, when will this lockdown get over? When will this get over? When can I go out? When can I watch a movie? When can I do this? So if we keep thinking about it, nothing is going to change unless and until we change our own thought patterns, letting go. Okay, fine. This is a situation we have to handle. We have to somehow manage it. So this is something very, very important. So these are few thoughts just to just in detail to make you understand that these thoughts reduce the mindful nature. Next slide. Okay, now having known that, yes, most of us, we fall in the moderate state wherein we are not mindful most of the times. Here today, I would like to present you all a small exercise which can improve, especially during this COVID, because these days having a better environment at home, having a better work environment at home has become a challenge for us. So let's practice this small exercise. This small exercise will bring more awareness in our thought process. Whenever we start thinking, when we do this exercise and when we start, say for example, you have another 1 hour work, take 2 to 3 minutes or at least 5 minutes based on your mindfulness state. If you think you are getting distracted too much, at least take 5 minutes. Allot this 5 minutes so that another 55 minutes you can focus on your work in a much better way and the productivity will be higher. It's a very, very simple exercise. Research has said that there's a lot of connection between our breath and the thoughts. The more we start focusing our attention in the breath, the more we will start focusing on our own thoughts. That is very, very important, especially because a work environment is totally different. Here, the environment itself creates a lot of distractions, especially at home. And these days, all of us are facing this challenge. So this 2 minutes, I request you all to follow this exercise. I will be guiding you. It's a very, very simple exercise. Let's all practice it for 2 minutes. Just close your eyes wherever you are. That's totally okay. Even if you're sitting in the chair or wherever you are, that's totally okay. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes and start focusing your attention on the breath. Just close your eyes and start focusing your attention on the breath. Again, some thoughts will be peeping. Just don't focus on the thoughts. We will start doing this exercise. I will be guiding you throughout these 2 minutes. Let's all do this exercise for ourselves to improve our mindfulness. Please close your eyes. Close your eyes and start observing your breath. Start focusing your attention on the breath. Whenever a thought is coming, don't give your attention to the thought. Rather, get back your attention to the breath. Again and again, get back your attention to your breath. The more you start observing your breath, the more you start focusing. When you open your eyes, whenever you're getting distracted, you will get this awareness that I'm getting distracted. That is good. It's okay. It's okay if you're getting thoughts. It's totally okay. Just close your eyes. Whenever we are learning something new, whenever we are giving our mind some new instruction, it will not obey immediately. That's totally okay. Another 1 minute, we will practice this exercise. Just keep observing your breath. It's totally okay if thoughts are coming. Again, get back your focus, get back your attention to your breath. It's totally okay if thoughts are coming. Just get back. You need not forcefully do it. Our focus for this 1 minute is just to focus to attend to our breath. This is a very powerful exercise. I have been practicing this, and many of the people to whomsoever I have suggested, this has been a very powerful exercise for them to increase their focus, to be mindful of what they are doing, to be mindful of how they are feeling, to be mindful of what they are thinking. It's a very, very powerful exercise. Thank you all. Thank you for practicing. Thank you. Next slide. Yes. So being mindful is very, very important because every thought is energy. Every thought is energy. So whenever we are distracting ourselves, whenever we are thinking about something else, our energy is lost. And when that energy is lost, automatically your attention, your focus gets decreased. Say in 1 hour, you're supposed to do this work. If your focus is not there, you will not be able to complete that task, and that will lead to anxiety. And this anxiety again will lead to depression. For many people, carrying this for a long time will lead to pain. These days, each and every pain, they say that it's psychosomatic. It means it starts from the mind and ends in the body. Psycho and somatic. Obviously, the immune system reduces. You get into stress. Oh my gosh, I have not finished this, I have not finished that. You will not be able to sleep. But if you're mindful of what you're doing, if you're mindful of your work and you're able to finish it on time, it increases. It increases your focus, it increases your attention, it reduces the anxiety level, it reduces the pain. And if there's no pain, if there's no anxiety, obviously your immune system will be good. Your stress levels will be very, very low. You'll have a better sleep. So it's very important. Everything is linked. Everything is linked. Your mind is linked to your body. If you're not mindful, it will definitely have an impact in your body. It will definitely have an impact in your productivity. And these days, again, it's a big challenge for us. It's a big challenge for us to be productive at home as well. And when we keep thinking about something else, our productivity gets reduced. So improving our mindfulness, maintaining the mindfulness state is very, very important. And the small exercise which I have suggested you, it helps in being mindful. Just allot 5 to 10 minutes, or if you're willing to practice it for a long time, every day morning, at least 15 minutes to 20 minutes, and every day evening, please allot some time for your mind so that it can be mindful the rest of the time. Allotting 20 minutes in 24 hours for our mind will give a good productivity for the rest of the day. It is very, very important to improve our mindfulness. Can we have the second poll now?
Yeah, sure. So the poll is on everyone's wall now. You can participate. Uttara, everyone was so fast. So the result are here with us.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Thank you. So please do practice this exercise. I understand it's a very small time for us to discuss about mindfulness or mindfulness every day. It's not about knowing more information. It's more about practicing. It's more about training our mind to be in that state. That is more important. So this exercise is the most powerful exercise. I have been practicing this personally. It has helped me a lot. And I have seen this a great improvement in my clients as well. It's a very, very simple exercise. You just have to close your eyes. Closing our eyes is very, very important because 80% of the energy goes via our eyes. So closing the eyes to conserve that energy is very important. And just so we can't learn cycling in one day. It takes time. But once You get comfortable cycling. Once you start cycling, then nobody can stop you. The same happens with mind as well. Once you start training it, once you start becoming aware that you're not judging, you're accepting the situation, you're letting go, then everything becomes easy. Your productivity will definitely increase. This exercise, I would like you all to practice. As I said before, again, mindfulness is all about practicing. It's all about training the mind. Whenever you're getting a thought, just be aware that this is not what I'm supposed to think right now. I'm on my work. I'm in my work, and right now, this 1 hour, I'm not supposed to think about anything else other than my work. And that will definitely get back. And this exercise will give you that energy, will give you the strength to your mind. Like how our body needs strength and it gets the strength from the food we eat, our mind gets strength from the breath. And the more we allot time for observing, for giving attention to the breath, the more our mind will be mindful. So it's all about practicing, it's all about strengthening the mind, it's all about giving the mind what it needs. Most of the time, we don't give proper attention to what's happening inside the mind, but that's the most important thing. When you think that I can't do it, when you think I can't face it, you can't. 90% comes from the mind. So please do train your mind, help your mind to be mindful. I hope this session has been of help. Any questions, anything? Feel free to clarify.
So this was a really nice session which you conducted today, and small 5 minutes exercise were really helpful, and I hope all our participants will practice it on daily basis, and day by day it will improve. So now we have many questions coming in. So
Yes.
last 15 minutes left for the webinar. So I think we will take few of the questions and then we can end the webinar. So I have listed few of the questions here. So I'll ask you one by one. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So the first question is how to boost positive thoughts when criticized by somebody else.
Yeah, again, whenever it comes to situation, whenever it comes to all these things, it needs practice. Mind needs practice, because so far in the past, we have been used to, whenever people are criticizing, immediately tears will come off or we will feel bad. So first accept, yeah, someone has accepted it. I'm very happy about that. So first, that is a very good thing, that you have to accept what is going on inside you. The next thing is keep practicing it. Don't lose hope. Again, strengthening our mind, getting it into a positive sense. This exercise will be of great help. Because whenever the energy is low, our mind will fall to a negative state. Whenever the strength is high, our mind will go to a positive state. That is the basic formula. So whenever your mind is thinking negative, it means the strength is low. You have to boost your mind strength. To boost the strength of your mind, automatically you will feel positive. Automatically that acceptance will come. Automatically the nature of letting go will come.
Correct.
It comes by practice.
Yeah. Yes. So I hope this will be helpful for the participant who has asked it. So we'll go upon to the next question. The next question is how to have a positive impression about others always.
Okay, yes. Very good question this is. So the thing is, whatever is there inside you will reflect. So that is the basic principle. If you're happy, you can see only happiness in others. If we stay positive, if we start practicing that positivity within us, we will definitely start seeing only the positive aspect in others. Immediately, whenever you're thinking, again, when your thoughts are getting aware that I'm judging this person and I'm judging this person in a negative way, that awareness will definitely turn you to a positive person, because it's of no use. It's just your judgment about that person. He might hear it, he might not hear it. He may want to change, he may not. But what happens when you start feeling negative, when you start thinking negative, it affects your own body. So it's very important that to be aware immediately whenever you're getting that negative thought. And again, when you're happy, you always see the happiness in others. So always try to stay positive. Whatever you're getting inside is very, very important. If something you are seeing negative in other person, see each and every input. For a machine, it depends on the amount of oil, how much ever it is getting. To that much extent, the machine will run. The same happens with mind as well. The news we are hearing, the negative incidents we are hearing, the negative pictures we are seeing, it provokes negativity in us. So try to avoid, see more positive things. Input, have a positive input so that you will have a positive output. See good pictures, see nice positive pictures. That is very important. That will avoid negativity in us, because all these affects unconsciously. All these affects us subconsciously. It was only it was just raising, but subconsciously it ingests negativity in us.
True, very true it is actually. So we go up on to the next question. The next question is how to have a positive impression. Okay, so this we have already taken up. We'll go to the next question. How to encourage parents, spouse, and kids to practice mindfulness. So individually we have learned it in today's webinar, but how exactly we can encourage our family members to do this? So
okay,
what about it?
Yeah. So again, I strongly believe that everything starts from our own self. When we start practicing, when they start feeling the change in us, they will automatically start practicing. Because these days, whoever it is, when it comes to children or spouse or relationship, nothing can be forced. And if you start forcing them, you can just tell them once, you can make them understand. But if you're not interested, you can't force anything out of force. It will not give us a good result. Probably it will last for another 1 or 2 days, and again after that it will fade off. So when people start seeing that change in us, automatically they will also start feeling it is important for me as well to be productive. Your husband or the wife and children, when they feel that my mom is more pleasant today, she's more calm today, obviously they will also start following it.
Definitely. So this webinar is not limited to us, so it is applicable to our family members also. So
Yes,
definitely
yes.
get inspired from us. When we practice that, definitely they'll get inspired.
Yes, yes.
So we will go on to the next question. The next question is sometimes we do go in past and in future, which we can't avoid. In spite of doing pranayam yoga, it doesn't work. What to do then?
Okay. So I remember I had mentioned you in the session itself. Something is like, you go, you get it. And there's one more important part, which is maintenance. That is very, very important. So again, if we are not able to sustain the thoughts, they keep traveling to the past or to the future, check yourself how you are reacting in situations other than your pranayama time, other than your yoga time. So are you implementing it or not? So that is more important. The more you start implementing it, the more you will be in the mindful state. So that is the maintenance part. Even if we do it for 1 hour and the maintenance is not there for rest of the 23 hours, then again, we go back to the same cycle.
Definitely. So yeah, absolutely. So we'll go on to the next question. The question is, When we are excited and focused for our aims, things may not happen how we want. How to be patient at that point? If the things are not going our way, then how we can like tackle that condition?
Yes. So that is where, when I mentioned, the factor of trust comes in. So it's very important that we trust, because I do understand we keep thinking about so many things, and we tend to expect that it has to happen immediately and all that in some of the cases. But if it's not happening, it is highly disappointing, or we feel hurt. At that point, trust is very, very important. Trusting ourselves, trusting the process, because we know that we have given 100%, and this trust will keep us moving forward. If not this opportunity, probably something else will come, and something else, that the other opportunity will be the best opportunity, and later we will think that yes, everything has gone fine. So trusting our own selves is very, very important.
Yes, definitely. So I think we have done with the question answer session now. So I
Yes.
we have answered many of your questions, but still, if any questions are left unattended, you can please write it to us. You can just mail your question on consult@justforarts.org. Our experts will get back to you over those questions, definitely. And thank you so much, Uttara, for this lovely session. This was a needed topic in today's condition. So I hope we will take a few more sessions about this topic so that it will be helpful for our participants. And there are many participants who are joining on day-to-day basis with us. So that will be a great help for them also. And
Sure.
request all the participants, in case if you feel that you need some kind of a consultation. So right now we cannot meet in person, but definitely we are available online also. So if you would like to consult to our today's expert, you can just drop a mail to us, or you can also write your number, contact number in chat box to the only to the panelists, not to the attendees, so that we will just note down your numbers and our team will get back to you so that we can just fix up an appointment with the expert. Apart from today's expert, we also have all expertise available for online consultation. So dietitians, fitness experts, stress management related topics. For every topic, we have an online consultation available. So you can just drop us a mail or write in a chat box. We will get back to you for this. And secondly, we are live on our Instagram page every day at 8 o'clock in the morning, because we got a many requests that you start with the yoga sessions in the morning time. So we will be available, our expert will be available on Insta Live daily at 8 o'clock in the morning. So you can join a online yoga session over there also. That is totally free for our participants. Okay, so thank you so much, Uttara, for this lovely session. We will just take a quick poll about today's topic, how everyone like feel about today's session. I hope the poll is on your screen now. You can just let us know so that we can come up with the your feedback also, and we can improve ourselves.